Let's get started with the very first talk. And please give a massive shout out to Hsiao Wei from the Ethereum Foundation to come join me on stage. Good morning.
Good morning. Welcome to Taipei, Kartik.
I am super excited to be in Taipei. This is my second time. And the funny thing is that the first time was me coming to Eat Taipei as an attendee 2 years ago. And I was in this same room, but sitting on that side, which was awesome. So for us, it's a great opportunity to host not just Pragma, but also a hackathon here. This is something we wanted to do for many years. In fact, we announced eTaipei, the hackathon, in 2020.
Yes, almost there.
2 weeks before the world shut down. And it took a lot of time, but we're finally here. And I'm super excited to be welcoming you as the very first speaker to make this even more special.
Yeah, that's important for me. Thank you for having me here.
Absolutely. So I want to jump right in. And my kind of first question to you is, what are you excited about for the future of the Ethereum Foundation?
Oh, right. So I think not just EF, but also the whole Ethereum community, we all agree that 2025 it will be an important year for us. So in this year, for the EF side, we have some new initiatives. Like for example, like we are establishing a P2P networking team for enhance the networking layer, and also like we put more resource and study in the application layer. So I think these two new initiatives I'm excited about. Moreover, for the communication side, we made the EF as we changing to the vibes that will become more transparent and more proactive to talk to community, and also like getting feedback from community, including like, oh, we have our own social media. Yay. And after 10 years, yay. And also like we had, like last month we had a chance to meet in person, the EF, to align our goal together. So I think because we work remotely, the lifestyle, and then finally there's a chance to see people in person, and I think that was really great to, so like both aligned and improve the community between within the EF, but also externally, we trying to be more transparent, and I hope community did feel that as well. And if you're not, then welcome to tell me.
Awesome. You obviously just were announced as the co-executive director of the Ethereum Foundation, along with Tomas. The thing I guess I'm curious about is just overall, how long have you known Tomas, and also just in general, how are you planning on working well just with each other? And kind of how do you think about what does it mean to be co-executive directors and responsibilities and sharing that, and just overall like who owns what, or how should people think about what it means to make decisions at the EF with two people as executive directors?
Yeah. So, we knew each other for a long time. When I think maybe right before COVID, like in the layer one R&D collaboration, like we knew each other, and always very respect to him, and it's really good. So I think the collaboration, we are co-EDs. We have the same accountability and the responsibilities to the EF, and also like, so for how we manage our daily work, I think there are so many things we can do by divide and conquer. Like there will be something like he will manage he will handle by himself, and also for myself. But for the most important things, I think we will fully discuss and make decision together.
I know it's a bit early to for I guess both of you to also get a rhythm, but is it then fair to understand that there's like no set of things that each of you independently own? It'll still be collective. It is not that, hey, if something is of this type, then you handle this. If something is this category, Tomas handles this. Like, what does it look like when you have to care about very specific things? Will there be ownership, or is it still both of you get to look at everything together?
I think I mean, at the very first, maybe we'll have the visibility to most of things together. But by the time we started to define the domains, for example, like I now manage more about like our DeFi and treasury. I pay more attention on that side. And then for Tomasz, I think he's very actively to talk to community, and okay, that's really good. And I think I think it is important that so for some cases, we can say, okay, this case you will make the final decision, or otherwise, like I can make the final decision. So if things get clarified earlier, then the process will be easy.
Have you both already kind of run into a situation where you're either both trying to figure out something together, that stuff, or just saying, hey, you should handle this because you're more experienced or just knowledgeable about situations? Like, what have the last couple of weeks been like?
So yeah, I think just it's not for all cases, but generally because I was in EF for 7 years, so like I knew more about our internal stuff. So like I started to handle things for the like operation more recently. Then for him, like he he's so for, he could identify the critical paths that we should move faster. So I think that is what we generally have some such a like separation, but it's not for all the cases. Yeah.
That's good. I mean, that's already on a good track. You have been at the EF for 7 years, and another thing I'm curious about is, what does it mean for all the things that you were doing before this new role change? Do you still get to do all those things, or they'll be handed off to somebody, or you're gonna still be involved in a little bit and you take on more responsibilities? Like, what does kind of your day shift look like now?
Right. So I think in December, I started to move from research work to EF leadership work. That's before the co-ed assignments. So I think by that time, I already like started to transfer hand over my work to research my fellows. So previously, I work on more about like the layer one coordination and also the specification. But the people who handled my job was excellent. They are excellent. So the transfer was not difficult. And now I'm fully focused on the managed side. Yeah, but I just also like I still like follow up with our R&D process closely.
Of course, you want to still obviously keep up and try to see how things are moving. But I think it's one of those things where everybody thinks that this type of role, or if you're at the top, you're talking about you're just doing all these things, but it's just a lot more management and ends up just being more paperwork from historical cases. So I'm glad to hear that you're still.
I mean, but still, like I wanted to encourage people to join more R&D work, L1 R&D work. It says, no, I will miss my old job a lot. I think like the L1 R&D teams, they are really good, and we have a very good community. So I also encourage the hackers tomorrow. You can look into some one like client devs or like research. Yeah, this is not. I'm sorry about my shift actually to management team, but I think they're doing well, but they also need more resources.
No, that makes a lot of sense. And I guess maybe just one more question on this theme. It has been now over 3 months since you've kind of transitioned to the leadership side, and obviously you kind of were on that track. Were there any surprises as part of this transition, or was it kind of just super smooth and everything kind of was expected? Like, what did things look like before the co-director announcements?
Oh. Yeah, so at the EF, so I think it's even for me, when I was onboarded, I have to download many things to my mind, like what EF used to handle the thing externally or internally. So I could think the upload was like, oh, okay, now I have to, I had to enhance my vision, my visibilities to not just the research team, not just R&D, but the broader Ethereum ecosystem. And I started to, okay, not started to, but I have to think about Ethereum's long-term survival, not, and there are more actors that I have to care about. Yeah. So I think this is,
Talk about internally only, or all together? When you say more actors, just as in other employees, or
oh no, just like, I mean, for the whole ecosystems, like builders, like new projects, or like the people are not in the ecosystem yet, and how can we bring them to Ethereum? Yep.
amazing. Kind of switching gears a bit, um, I'm kind of curious to understand from your perspective, where do you think there is room for improvement on just the Ethereum Layer 1 mainnet?
So there's always room to improve.
Absolutely. It's
Yeah.
software. You can never stop building software.
Yes. So I think for L1, so there are like obvious part and also the undervalued part. So I will look at the obvious part is like okay, scaling. That's one of our top priority in 2025. We hope that we will make that the scaling work for, I think for, like for example, like a picture in, hopefully by the end of this month.
Yeah, 4 weeks.
Yes, and also, and after that, the core devs will focus on the PLDAS developments and testing. And then that's for the blob isolation, like we want to improve the layer one throughputs. So, and then second, for the undervalued part, I think it's about like censorship resilience and like privacy improvements. So like inclusion list research, I think this is the undervalued part that people probably won't, I mean, it won't be obvious threaten you if you didn't notice it. But if you figure out like well, how important it is, please like privacy should be normal and censorship resilience should be normal as well.
For I guess those of you who don't know in the audience, could you give us a bit more context into what's kind of an inclusion list here, and how does it actually help with censorship resistance, and what's not true right now that becomes true if we make the inclusion part and just
Right. So for the Ethereum block proposing process. They are the base layer, not base layer, the base component is the validator. Like the stakers should run their validator, but they could choose to connect it to the relay. And the relays is like the middle layer, and then there are also the builders that will like actually collect the transactions and then put it to relays to, and the relay will send the collection of transaction for the block proposal of the validator. So like there will be 3 layers for you to try to for the 3 layers that will be operated by different actors, and they have the chance to censor it. So that means if we can solve the problem from layer 1, then there will be and make sure like include the transactions the transactions are defined in the inclusion list. They must be included. That's why it's called inclusion list. And if the protocol layer can guarantee that, then your transaction won't be able to be censored from other layers as well.
And no, that actually is super helpful. And does this mean that you can only do this by also adding privacy, or can this be done without privacy primitives in the protocol?
So privacy will be like other research, like for example, like encrypted mempool. So it's not in protocol, but this is like that we can do in layer 1.
Awesome. And then maybe just one clarifying question. When you say the goal is to, the 2025 priority is to increase the throughput of the layer 1, are we measuring just transactions per second, or how do you actually say that the throughput was increased? Like what's the right metric to understand that things are better?
So for 2025, for the picture output, we expected to increase the blob count to 6 and 9. So 6 is the target and 9 is the maxima. And for the PLDAS, I would say like we are still benchmarking the block count. So like, I encourage people to follow up the PLDAS weekly call and to catch up with the latest news from PLDAS community.
Awesome. I mean, the upcoming Pactra upgrade is going to unlock a lot of cool things, and we also have another talk on this later today. Maybe similar question for the layer 2 side. Where do you kind of think there is room for more improvement on the L2 roadmap?
So I think the most important thing right now that we could do is to improve the layer 2 interoperability. So I know like EF is trying to coordinate and make efforts on it. There were some like, for example, like this open intent. That's it.
The new Open Intents initiative that was just announced with from the Ethereum Foundation with a bunch of other projects.
Yes. So that's one for example, and also like there was also the in protocol research to improve that by the by our chain abstraction team. So there are two different ways to try to make efforts. One is like, can we do it in social layer, and the second is like from protocol layer. So, but both way are important because the first one will give you the chance to make improvement in the short term, but also the long term version is critical for Ethereum to decentralize to be able to make sure that it should be layer 2 interruption should be permissionless.
Maybe just a real quick question follow up there. Can you tell everybody what chain abstraction is?
So I think I forgot the EIP numbers, but for the EIP that will be included in the picture, that we will we will bring the base way to open the pack to make people be able to build their own version of AA. And then after that, there will be also some other EIPs and CIPs to define the actual abstractions wallets for users. So I think this is the for picture we will pass a path to it, but there also like some discussion in this area is like, okay, should we have a shared version then, which is the audited version to be safe for most users. But also, like, we also wanted to encourage decentralized and diverse usages. So it's like both are important, and hopefully, like, this will unlock more wallet to it will increase the wallet experience much better.
Awesome. A couple more questions before we kind of conclude. Is there something you and Vitalik don't agree on?
I don't agree that 99% chocolate is delicious. It's healthy, but I don't agree that it's delicious. But I know what do you mean. Like, I think for the high level vision, I agree most of his ideas. That's also why I am on this chair. But for like how to execute this, and also like I don't feel I should. I mean, I can always disagree with him. It's like he can accept the disagreement very well. That's also why he always think try to find the best compromise from other people. So yeah.
That's great. You need that to make a lot of big decisions that affect a lot of parties.
Yeah.
How do you think about measuring your success as the co-executive director of the Ethereum Foundation? How would you say a few years from now that you did a good job in the decisions you made, and do you kind of have any ways to think about how you would think about the impact?
So I think for us, I encouraged to think longer. So maybe the success metric is not will be reflect in 1 year. It could be in 10 years. So I think the metrics could be like how ecosystem will grow and how many independent organizations will support the ecosystem. Not just the EF, but also more actors, more more value-aligned parties to support the Ethereum ecosystem altogether.
Amazing, yeah, and I think it's one of those things I'll keep asking you in the future too, because every year that passes, we have information to reflect on. But the last question I want to ask you is, obviously the world's a lot different than it was 7 years ago. There's a lot more blockchains. There's a lot more ways for developers to build on Web3, and there are a lot more choices in general. So, what message do you have for developers who are kind of considering a smart contract platform right now and looking at Ethereum and other things as part of choosing where to build their products on? What should kind of they think about, and do you have something to say on behalf of the Ethereum protocol to them?
Good question. I think for people considering Ethereum that, well, first, like Ethereum has the largest ecosystem. And if I think for blockchain projects, you should target on global market, global users adoption. So Ethereum has the very good base layer to support that. Then we have many friendly community to support that, to onboard you. And the second is, you should think about like why human wants to have crypto or why human needs to use crypto. The answer is simple. Like we wanted to have a real decentralized permissionless blockchain, and this is Ethereum.
Incredible. Thank you so much for taking the time. Please give Hsiao Wei a massive round of applause.
Thank you.